MMT. It is time for the MMT evaluation live of 28 years later. As you guys know, this is one of my most anticipated films of this year. I've been looking forward to this since they announced it. Danny Boyle, Alex Garland combining tag teaming on this film. Finally, we get a sequel to 28 Weeks Later, a film that was hella good. I think 28 Weeks Later is one of the best zombie films of all time, and trust me, it still is. After 28 years later tonight, let's explain why the film is an absolute abject disaster tonight. Welcome here to MMT. It is time to watch a touch of the trailer of one of the worst films that has been shown at a multiplex in many a moon. It is 28 years later.
Once you walk onto that mainland, there's no rescues.
There are many kinds of death. Infected and non-infected alike. This is a glorious day.
What's going on? Jimmy, sit still, keep quiet, and do not move.
You know, I feel he's a bit young.
He's ready.
Almost ready. Here we go. It's almost over. Get ready. The savaging begins momentarily.
Look at what's in front of you.
Okay, let's discuss this absolute disaster of a film. Okay, so I think Danny Boyle, and you guys know I've stated this many times here on MMT, when you talk about a diverse director, a guy who can deliver virtually any kind of film and make it not just watchable, but elevate the material. You were, before tonight, talking about Danny Boyle. You look at a film like Millions, and then you go to a Slumdog Millionaire, you go to 28 Days Later, you go and you look at anything this man has done, Steve Jobs. He is capable of bringing any type of genre and making it work and work really well. Look at a film like Yesterday, right? I believe that was his last film back in 2019. That film, if you give it to another director, it does not work because Danny Boyle, at that point in his life, was able to deliver something that was truly, I think, magical is fair to say about that film. Definitely elevates that. But now, after tonight, it's one of these nights where you have to rethink everything because that is how much of a brutalizing experience that this film is. This is one of the most over-directed films I have ever, and I mean ever, and I've sat through a lot of bad films, and for various reasons. But this film in particular is, first off, it's not just the direction, trust me. It is, without question, hella over-directed. What does that mean? That means that we have the director here, Danny Boyle, who, as I mentioned, has been able to do very solid work. I think he's very underrated, but I have to rethink all of that here tonight. When you watch this film, you're watching someone who shot this on an iPhone, okay? And you know how I can tell? Not necessarily how it looks. I mean, it's a little bit cleaner than it should look if it's shot on film, all that. Forget that. Because there's so many edits. When you shoot on iPhone, you can shoot for hours. Every scene, let's get it from every different angle. We're on an iPhone. And guess what you get here? Danny Boyle showing you every shot that he took from all of his iPhones on any given scene. Reminds me of how awful The Gray Man, those chaotic edits. This is without question very similar in that manner, where you just have shot after shot after shot after shot. I'm like, okay, why are you doing this? This is schizophrenic. This is out of control. And I'm not just talking about the opening scene. I'm talking throughout the entire film. You are blitzkrieged by different angles of the same action and not necessarily even good angles. It's like, let's just have one randomly at a 45 degree pointing up, and then we'll take that, and then we'll take one down, and then we'll go across. It is really exhausting to watch, okay? And that in and of itself is enough to say, holy shit, this is bad, okay? But no. There's way more. The script here, Written by Alex Garland. You go back and look at Civil War, film that I eviscerated, film I think is one of the most overrated films of the past 5 years, easily, if not past decade. Okay? A film that was laughably bad, and here we have much of the same. What the hell is happening? You have characters coming in out of nowhere, and you have things happening with the mom here. And God, this is really hard because, right, I don't want to ruin the film if you want to see it, but I am so low and pissed off at what I just sat through that I almost don't care that if I spoil something, it is 100% fair, because if you're going to make a film this refuse worthy, then you're asking for me to not restrain myself, because you didn't show me restraint. There's no directorial restraint here from Danny Boyle. But Alex Garland doesn't help with his script, right? You've got Jodie Comer here as the mom, and she has an illness. So little son has to get her to the mainland to help her out. He sneaks out of the fortress, the island/peninsula fortress, and they go on the adventure to figure out what's wrong with her. Okay, but what they do to her character and the way they handle that, I'm not kidding you. When I was tonight at AMC Prime here in Burbank, from all the way in the back, someone was laughing out loud, and that was very fair of a reaction when Jodie Comer meets her demise. Sorry, I don't fucking care. When they do what they do to Jodie Comer and the way it's handled, I'm telling you, this is not just one of the worst directed films that I've seen in a long time. It's one of the worst written films. That's a toxic combo. You're talking about something that is like next level putrid. That's where we're at tonight with 28 years later. But just when you think that it can't get worse, because everything you've sat through, including that score that I alluded to that we listened to off the top from that Scottish hip-hop trio or duo, whoever they are, the Young Fathers, what in the hell am I listening to? This doesn't even match the mood, right? A score should match the visuals so that it deepens the emotional bonds you have with the scene. The best of the best, the Reznor Rosses of the world, right? The Johnny Greenwoods. When you look at a Micah Levi, you look at Ludwig Göransson outside of that last, that was bad. But you look at the best of the best, they know how to elevate. No one better than Reznor Ross, right? Look at Social Network. You give a different score on that film, and you have not the masterpiece that you have. Here, you've got these first-time scores, and I don't even know what's happening. Boyle is losing his mind. This group was wrong. Everything here is awful, okay? But just wait. Because just when you think that it can't get worse, you get to the final scene, hell. If you've seen this film, you need to understand that when we finally get to the last of the frames of this film, you're going to get something that occurs with the gang. I'm really still completely incredulous that I watched what I watched. This will go down as not just the most disappointing film of 2025. This will go down as, if not, there's no way. If there's a film worse than 28 years later this year, then this is going to be a worse year than last year. And last year was terrible. I'm being generous here because it's in the 28 days/weeks/years family. I'm giving it a 10%. And it's a 1 out of 10. This is a film that if you choose to see, you will suffer like those who are exposed to the rage virus. In fact, I would rather be infected by said rage virus than have to endure one more second of the worst film of 2025 and a film that Danny Boyle completely eradicates his entire legacy with, a film that now we have to sit through apparently more 28 years later editions. Count me out. That is how truly, wretchedly, horrifically, punishingly awful this film is. And Sony, you should be ashamed. And Danny Boyle, you need help at your directorial helm next time. And you need to fire Alex Garland. Unforgivable. This is a cinematic disaster of gargantuan proportions. And I'm here to tell you tonight that everybody involved, if they don't know that this is a complete pile of flaming dog shit, then they know nothing about film. This is angering beyond. And the fact that I'm not screaming right now is a testament to the ability, thank God, of me to get away from the theater for a few hours. Because if I would have come right on after watching this, it would have been, they would have had to just yank the stream. Because I would have been it would have been nuclear. This is way worse than Maxine, Luis. This is much worse. Maxine has things going for it, okay? The problem with Maxine is, as it wears on, it gets worse and worse in that final act. This final act is way worse than Maxine, and Maxine's not good, okay? You know how I feel about Maxine. This is unforgivable, okay? And what makes this even more troubling across so many levels is the fact that this is the first of 3 films. I don't want to watch another one after this. 28 Weeks Later is 1,000 times stronger than this film. It's not even a contest. This is a film that you will be judged on in the future. Okay? I talked about Babylon. I talked about The Whale. I talked about Beau is Afraid. I talked about Poor Things. Certainly you guys know I hate that film, Nora. If you are on the wrong side of these films, and trust me, there'll be someone. Let's just have some fun here, because why not, before we get into watching the trailer for the Springsteen movie? I can't wait to watch that. Anything after this to cleanse the palate. Oh my God. That's some shit, man. Holy shit. Okay, get ready. Let's go look to Rotten Tomatoes. Did someone say this is a masterpiece? Please say that someone said this is a masterpiece so I can literally lose it. 92%. What did I tell you guys about critics? Let me remind you that 92 is too low. 99% of the critics out there are ass. They fucking suck. They don't have any talent. They have no ability to discern what makes a film good, or in this case, unwatchable. So again, we get to be the gold standard, baby, because the rest of these people, 92%. There's no universe in which this is 92%. Let's see who said it was great. It's either someone who has like 4 out of 5. Guess who says it's great, everybody? Hold on, we got to find him. Oh, not only Amy Nicholson. Oh, Amy Nicholson rolling up. She's one of the worst. I don't hammer her enough. Amy chin stroking speaks to no one Nicholson. You're terrible. You're terrible, girl. You're terrible. It's embarrassing. I remember the time, by the way, Amy, don't think I don't remember that one time I was at a screening and she purposely like booted the back of my chair because she had a mask on and I didn't have a mask on. Oh, I'm sorry, Amy. Oh, did I hurt your feelings? I'm so sad. You suck as a critic. Chris Evangelista, fraud, 8 out of 10. Zach Pope, of course. No, I saw someone else. You guys all said Perry Nemiroff is good. She's a top critic. 4.5 out of 5. Do you understand, Perry? Your reputation is gone. It's done. Enjoy doing all of those lovely intros for Fandango or whoever you do it. I'm here with the star. I'm Perry. Look who I have with me. I'm gonna suck from the teat of Hollywood. Oh, Weber's being mean again. Too bad. These people suck, dude. Tell me there's someone who has a balls to say this is terrible. Avi Offered. Visually stylish, gritty, suspenseful. Holy shit. 2.5 out of 5 is the best I can find here. Okay, Steven Silver, nice work, buddy. There are several things wrong here. Not just several, there's many more. From a cruddy visual style to incoherent action scenes to a listless lead performance. Wow. Finally, 3 out of 5, that's not low enough. Robert Daniels. There he is. Look at him looking pensively off screen. I'm so learned. I'm Robert Daniels. I'm going to write a 5,000-word think piece. A deeply earnest film, 3.5 out of 4. I think that, honestly, most critics have brain damage. Not kidding. It's not a joke. This isn't like, Christian Toto, who typically I don't think is awful. 3.5 out of 4? Here we go. Let's go to Marko Djurdjevic. 2 out of 10. Damn straight, buddy. Nice job, Marko. We've got at least Jason Adams, chaotic. Hey, look at the word. Look what's right there. Chaotic. Amen, baby. Who else do we have here? Jeff York. 2 out of 4 is not low enough. That's it. No, here's another one. Let's see. Brian Orndorff. C. Not low enough. But at least it's rotten. Eric Goldman. Hey, you guys want to be bored by someone? Go watch Eric Goldman's YouTube stream. If you're not asleep within about 10 to 15 seconds, then I don't know, like Ambien's not going to work. This guy's stronger than Ambien. He's the Ambien of YouTube critics. So if you want to go watch Eric, go for Weber's being mean. This is why Weber can't come to the screenings, because you all suck. Do you understand? Do you guys understand that if you actually had a modicum of talent, you would call this shit out? This is fucking unwatchable. But the fact that, oh, it's Danny Boyle. I'm the biggest Danny Boyle fanboy in the world. And the fact that I'm saying what I'm saying tonight means it goes doubly hard. Nobody has given more praise to Danny Boyle than this channel for 3+ years. All it talks about Danny Boyle. I always say watch Millions. I love Millions. Watch any one of his films. He's great. Not tonight. This is how you earn your stripes with films like 28 Years Later. An abomination. I mean, that's not even strong enough. Help me out. Help me out with a stronger word than abomination. I'm open. Go for it and pop them up. I think 28 Years Later might have the second biggest. Okay, Eagles. I'm glad that you're mentioning this right now. I can tell you right now, 28 Years Later will have a D or lower cinema score. It will have one of the worst cinema scores ever. You know what? Screw this. At this point in the stream, I don't care. No. Here's the deal. I'm not playing around anymore. I am going to tell you what they do to Jamie Comer's character. You're going to have to listen, and if you want to leave, leave, because I'm telling you, this is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. Jodie Comer learns that she has cancer. So you figure, okay, she has cancer. A character has cancer. She'll survive for a couple films. We'll get to, kind of live those final days. No. Are you guys ready for what they did to Jodie Comer? I'm going to tell you. Hope you guys are ready. If you want to leave, leave. I'm going to tell you. Jodie Comer finds out from Ray Fiennes that she has cancer. And at that moment, you're like, oh, God, she's going to die. Okay, fine. The son's there. He's learning. She's going to die. So instead of, bringing her through to the second film or third film and let her suffer, at least kind of go, we're going to actually kill her within 5 minutes of learning she has cancer. We're going to end the suffering. We're going to kill her now. And then we're going to roast her skull And then we're going to stick the skull on the top of Fine's stack of skulls. And then in a nice, loving tribute, the sun turns her skull towards the sun with the empty eye sockets staring at the celestial sun. That's where the guy in the audience started dying. And I go, this is the worst shit I've ever seen. This is... I'm telling you, Alex Garland, I hope I see him sometime, because if I see him, I'm just going to laugh out loud at him. I'm going to laugh out loud at him for Civil War and for this shit. I'm going to say, Alex, what you did to Comer and the skull at the top, what the fuck? Alex Garland, fraud. Danny Boyle, gone at this point. I mean, I can't trust him ever again after this. That's what I said, Louis. You saw it. She grabs the skull. Imagine that Marcel the Shell is the skull. And he takes the stack of skulls, which, of course, you've probably seen in the trailer, and he sticks it on top, and then he turns the eyes, the googly-eyed rock, turns it towards the sun and says, Mom, enjoy your view of the sun from the top of the skull stack. That is how we are going to do things here. This is 1000%. Hold on, guys. I'm just, for the rest of the stream, I'm going to do one thing here. Give me 1 second. Just for a minute, I need to do this because I didn't do this yet. I forgot to do this. Give me, I'm copying and pasting. Give me a second here. Get ready. Here we go. This is in emoji form. This is what this film is. Can you see? Count the skulls with me. You guys ready? Did I get 10 up there? I think I got 10. Is it 11 skulls? It's really, remember, for the rating here, it's only one skull. So it's not the 11. How many skulls are there? It's 11. Sorry, let me delete one of the skulls. Give me a second. I think now we're at 10. Hold on for a second. Are there 10 there? Now, tonight's rating is 1 out of 10 skulls. I can't do 69 skulls. Out of 69 skulls, this would be 6? 6 skulls out of 69. This is some shit, guys. Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's go ahead and do a trailer and then pop up some comments, Gone Girl. If there's any good ones, hit me now before I get into the trailer. We're going to do the Springsteen trailer reacts. Was Jason Momoa in this? What was he in? What part was he in? I don't even remember that. Was Momoa in this movie? Was he one of the zombies? Is he the giant zombie? Oh my God, fucking horrible. Hold on. You know what? Before we do that, I do have to do a seat check. My bad, guys. This is Thursday night. I got to do a seat check, you guys. It's thrilling, isn't it? We go to the AMC website and look and see how tickets are selling. Those of you who are watching MMT are like, what is this? This guy's nuts. Yep. Welcome to MMT, baby. All right, let's check out the sales. Looks good, man. Look at this. This is a 10:30 prime screening. And you've got Dolby make that, and it's PLF. And you can see that's almost every seat. 10:30. It's Burbank, though. It's Burbank. And once people see this movie, they're going to go like, holy shit. Listen, let me tell you what's going to happen here. This film's going to open at like 35 if it's lucky, okay? Because the word of mouth is going to be terrible. Cinema score is going to be like C- at best. I'm going to put it at D-, maybe an F cinema score. It's going to be really low. Hella low. Because what they did to Jodie Comer in that last scene. Jodie Comer. Hey, Mom, I know you have cancer. Let's just kill you quick and put you on top of the skull stack. What? What am I watching? What the fuck? Guy next to me, I was sitting next to this kind of strange guy who brought a blanket and put his blanket on, and he was sitting there, and he was like, oh, I think he might have been crying at that moment. Like, damn, man, you're manipulated. You could be manipulated, bitch. This is terrible. How do you think this shit's good? Isn't it weird how, and these critics, I go back, that's why I hammer all the critics, right? All these guys over here that I just hammered, because you go, what are you watching? I know I'm right. Like, it's not a question of whatever. No, I know I'm right. I'm 100% right. This is terrible. This is a terrible film. Terrible. Gone Girl's with me. Gone Girl's, put your comment in. Am I right? Gone Girl, write your own comment and pop it up. You know damn well you hated it. You're texting me during the movie going, this shit's terrible. It gets worse. Gets worse, buddy. And by the way, he doesn't always agree with me. Gone Girl does not always agree. Gone Girl sometimes is like, no, you're wrong. Not in this case, he's not. You can see it looks good. I'm going to put this thing at like 35 if it's lucky. 35 million, okay? Work. And then Elio, Ooh, dude, Elio could be like a $20 million film. Pixar's gone to hell, right? Nobody cares about Pixar anymore, especially with films like Elio. I've heard it's like whatever. I'll see it and we'll watch it. Talk about it on Sunday. I don't want to talk about it tonight. I got to worry about this shit I just sat through. I don't want to sit through another bad movie in Pixar's Elio. So I skipped it last night. I'll see it whenever I see it. I was excited to see this movie, and then I watched this shit. Thank you. Look, do you see what this says right here? I didn't write this. I'm not writing this. I can't type. My hands are here. Erick's being too nice with that 10%. 1 out of 100. Fucking garbage. Made me angry. Oh, welcome to MMT. See? You see? He didn't have to say that. I didn't pay him to say that. Exactly. All right, let's watch the trailer. Maybe that'll make me feel better because I love Scott Cooper. Scott Cooper's like Americana director, right? So let's look and see what he did with Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. And this is my first time watching it, guys. I don't watch this stuff ahead of time. I just watch it with you, and then I just react as we see it. And here it comes. Let me put the right tab up, and we'll hit play. And here it comes from 20th Century Fox. Sorry, 20th Century. It is the Springsteen biopic. It is Scott Cooper's rendition of Deliver Me From Nowhere. Here comes the trailer.
It's a 305 V8.
Never owned a new car before.
It's awfully fitting for a handsome devil rock star. I do know who you are.
Well, that makes one of us.
He's got the hair right. The voice sounds good so far. Nice work, Jeremy.
Hey, boss, can you do a mic check?
How's that sound?
Looks about right.
Don't need to be perfect. I want it to feel like I'm in the room by myself.
Yeah.
Paul Walter Hauser, baby. We've had drinks before. Love Paul. Great guy.
Try one.
Here's what I want you to understand. This is not about either one of us.
And Jeremy Strong coming off of the Trump film. Great in that, right? Here he is again, and he looks like he's nailing this.
This is not about the charts. This is about Bruce Springsteen. And these are the songs that he wants to work on right now.
I saw her standing on her front lawn.
What I like about Scott Cooper, and you can see this in the shots and the way this is kind of laid out right in front of us, he is a director that doesn't overdo things, right? He just kind of lets his film breathe. I mean, listen, Antlers is not the best example of his work. Crazy Heart, I believe that's his first film, right? You go back, you look at Hostiles, you look at Out of the Furnace, you look at what he's able to deliver. He's always working in Americana. So this is perfect for him, okay? It's the right style, and then he knows this, the heart of this film, because all of his films are about life in America, and Springsteen, hello, Americana Central, right?
Just a twirl.
I'm going to tell you a little story. When Bruce was little, he had a hole in the floor of his bedroom.
Me and her.
The floor that's supposed to be solid, that you're supposed to be able to stand on. Bruce, he didn't have that.
From the dead, like in the bread.
Bruce is a repairman. And what he's doing with this
Tunnel of Love, right? That's a great album, by the way. That's an album that you don't list first in Springsteen's discography, right? You come up with other things. I think Tunnel of Love, I like that track in particular, but there's a lot of really good cuts on that LP.
album, because he's repairing that hole in his floor. He's repairing that hole in himself. And once he's done that, he's going to repair the entire world.
Trying to find something real in all the noise.
You always do.
listen, here's the deal. This is going to be an awards film, no question about it. Obviously, it's going to get a fall release date and Searchlight/Fox, right? It's all Disney at the end of the day, but you talk about a studio that knows how to deliver awards, and he should be a strong contender for Best Actor, like we saw with Timothée Chalamet last year in the Dylan biopic. So I'm excited for it. Like I said, big Scott Cooper fan outside of Antlers. Didn't quite work, but it wasn't a disaster like 28 years later. Okay? So this is a film that you'll be talking about for award season. We all will for quite the end of the year until into next year. So be ready for that, and no surprises from what I just saw. It's exactly what I expect from a Scott Cooper directed biopic on Springsteen, and we'll see how Jeremy does. Again, I like Jeremy as an actor. I don't think he's great in. I don't think it's not his fault. The Iron Claw. It's not his performance. It's his stature. He's little. I mean, Jeremy Allen White is like 5'5", okay? And remember, Carrie Von Erich, 6'4", Greek god. So he just doesn't physically match that role. You got to match the roles, right? You can't have someone who is that short and diminutive, as it were, play a guy like Carrie Von Erich, one of the best bodies ever, period. Forget about pro wrestling. That dude was, literally, what do I want to look like? Carrie Von Erich. Yep, I think we all would. If Garland wrote this, Bruce would be on a skull. I think that's fair, nurse. I think that's probably true. Guys, I mean, listen, let's talk. If you saw the movie tonight, we can definitely do that for a minute. I was going to talk about Superman. Let's save Superman and the tracking for Sunday, because that will be our big story on Sunday night. I think that is worthy of a whole night, or at least the first 15, 20 minutes of the show. But back to tonight, it's nights like this that really are deflating, because you're looking forward to the work of a director that you hold in very high regard. And then you start to intake 28 years later, and very quickly from that opening scene, the music usage and the edits, just everything's off. And then it gets progressively worse. Like I said, just when you think that it just manages to fall further down the well into, I would argue, certainly a cinematic nadir that I don't believe we're ever going to get nearly as deep as this year. It'll be almost impossible for a film to be worse than 28 years later. So that's what makes it so painful. Your most anticipated film, one of them, and then getting what you get here, that is the kind of thing that you almost want to go see a shrink for, right? I'm like, is there someone that can talk to me for a few minutes after this? Because I'm just, wow. I'm emotionally traumatized by this. Listen, Steven, here's the deal. We've had disappointments this year. Quite a few. There's been some great films, or at least very good films. You look at A Companion, you look at Magazine Dreams, you look at Warfare. These three, there's something recently I'm drawing a blank on that we just saw that we really liked. There's been some films that we've liked, right? I mean, even A Materialist I enjoyed a hell of a lot more than 28 years later. So this year, though, has not produced a great film. I think Warfare's, for what it is very, very strong. Again, Alex Garland, but there's no script there. It's just all about the events inside of that safe house in Iran or Iraq. And, come on. So there's nothing to really, you have to write out there. It's all about the visceral action of that whole thing. So it's just been another year. Here's the thing, man. Even with A-List, which is $28 for 4 movies every week, it's the best deal, right? You can't beat 16 movies a month for $28. You're talking about, what is that, $1.75 a movie or something? It's ridiculous, right? So here's the reality. Is that when you get burned by films repeatedly, and that's what's happened more often than not, right? I talked to Menzel, I talked to him the other night, and he was hearing some people that saw this film early, and they said it's not that great. No one was hammering it like me. I don't know why, because it's terrible. But it just, there it is. I got to do it again. I got to be the guy out there say, this is unforgivable how awful this is. But when you have to go through 9 films to get one good one, that's painful. This is why I'm skipping some films. That's why I'm not, even with the A-List, I'm like, no. I was going to see Elio last night. I'm like, I don't want to do it. I don't think it's going to be good. I'll see it if I see it. I'll see it like Saturday if I'm bored. But, when you see 9 out of 10 films that are mid or worse, okay, typically worse, then you are burned, right? Again, you go to a restaurant and you expect the same level of quality every time. And then when you go in and you get something that is a charred piece of meat like 28 years later, you're going to be like, I'm not going back to that restaurant anytime soon. So, I mean, listen, you're asking me what I'd rather watch, Mickey 17 or this? I'd rather watch this. It's still awful. Mickey 17, we've had two truly abysmal films. I mean, Mickey 17 and 28 years later, they're in the worst films of the year. It's not even a contest. They'll be in the top 5. It'll be hard. If you ask me right now, which one do I pick? Because I forgot all about Mickey 17. It's going to be close, man. It's a coin toss. I'm going to go Mickey 17. That's unforgivable. This film is very close. And here's why it's, I think, even a bigger crime is because you have 2 more films. Now I don't want to see anymore. You made a film that made people don't. This film will. I would not be surprised. I don't know if Sony has started shooting 2 and 3, but after this, I would strongly consider shutting it down. Right? You've heard about shows that are like in the middle of something. They shut it down. A movie, shut it down. Go back to Tropic Thunder. Shut them down. Oh, I can tell you, after watching this final cut, hey, Danny, give it to me 28 years later, and I'm at Sony, and they put me in the room. I'm going to have the lights go up, and I'm going to say, where are we on part 2? It's canceled. Oh, 100%. No, it's canceled. We're done. The film's over. You got a week done? Well, we just blew it. How much was that week? Was it $1 million? $2 million? $2 million we just threw in the trash. I'm not finishing the film. We're going to save the other 20, 30, whatever the budget was. It's over. This series is canceled after this. It's not a joke. This is not me being performative, not being hyperbolic. This is over. This franchise is over. It's done. You're not making another one. Danny Boyle needs to go to director jail. And now you've got 2 more? If I'm at Sony, I am resigning over this film. 100%. In fact, I would go in the meeting after watching the cut, just like tonight, and I'd say, if we make 2 and 3 after what I just watched, I am leaving because I'm not going to be part of this. I'm out. That's it. I'm not gonna support this. This is terrible. Danny Boyle should be ashamed. And Danny, if you're in the room, if he's in the room with me, I'm not gonna hold back. I'm gonna say, Danny, this is terrible. Like, dude, and he can say whatever he wants. He can go, you're a fucking asshole. I don't give a shit. It's fucking garbage. This is not a good film. How do you think this is good? Who in your inner circle thought this is good? What are we doing here? I mean, if I can be free, can I say what I need to say? Are you losing your faculties? I'm not kidding, dude. I probably need a security guard at that point because they're going to take a swing at me. I think you're losing your faculties because this isn't. What the fuck are you doing, dude? But it doesn't happen because Hollywood would never do that because Hollywood's too nice. Too nice. And we got critics out there saying it's great. Unbelievable. Listen, listen, Johnny. That's the only thing that's kind of interesting when he's coming across, right? But it's out of control. Like, dude, what the fuck is happening, right? It's so much. Dude, the best word is chaotic. I said it. This film is absolutely chaotic and disastrous, right? Because chaotic is not good. Unless it's a film that is chaotically funny, like chaotic comedy. Say Tropic Thunder at moments certainly is chaotic. This film is chaotic bad. Like, chaotic zombie movie sounds good. No, the filmmaking is chaotic. Bad. Bad. I am furious, and this will make me seriously not go to a movie theater until I see Elio like in 2 days. Because I have to. I have to. All right, let me make sure I made sure I got. Let's read some more since I've got time here. Let's see if anyone else here said the film's bad. No, Cody Leach, that guy. Why do you guys watch that guy? He's got way more subscribers than we do. Cody Leach. Erick Goldman. Oh, fuck me. What time is it? Where are we? What day is it? Did you put on an Erick Goldman video again? God damn it, man. Every time you put it on, I fall asleep. I told you only put that on at like 10 o'clock when I'm trying to doze. Holy shit, it's like 8 in the morning. I just got up. Why'd you put that shit on? I'm falling asleep. Damn, man. Weber, you're such an asshole. Too fucking bad. If they were good, I'd tell you they're good. They're not. But Cody Leach, look at, I'm Cody Leach. This is me. Look at me. I'm going to review my movies like this. I'm Cody Leach. The Leach Meister. How about tonight's skit, by the way? You notice it's tonight's logo again. It's one of my favorites. It's Newell's Old Boys. Is that Newell's Old Boys? It's the hardest thing to say. Out of Argentina. Let's see who else said it was good. Or no, forget that. All the good people are terrible. Let's see. I'm gonna. By the way, I'm changing my thing to this. This is gonna be my new thing. And look, if I flex enough, the veins will pop a little bit more. That's gonna be my new logo. Can you guys see? Hold on. Let me make it bigger. Let me see how this looks. There, that's it. This is me. I'm Cody Leach. Only look, my biceps are bigger, so. I'm Cody fucking Leach, baby. Look at me. Oh my God, this channel. What the hell is happening? Who else said it was bad? Amy Nicholson, she can't even have a real picture of herself. That's where she's at in her life. She came in with like an N99 mask on. We're all gonna die! Oh my God, no! That's how she was thinking. She's one of those. Jeff York, you're on the good side. Jason Adams, thumbs up. Marco Djurdjevic, you are as well. Who else do we have that's on the negative side? Everyone else. Michael Balderston, still 3 out of 5. No. Steven Silver, yes, good job. New Musical Express, 5 out of 5. What the fuck? Who's Jordan Bassett? Damn, bro. 5 out of 5. It's over. Dude, it's over. Johnny, the music choice is terrible. Everything in this film is everything is wrong. It's the wrong music choice. It's incongruous with the scene. Katie Doll, 9 out of 10 CBR. And look what she says. Only Danny Boyle could pull off a film. No, he didn't. See, she falls into the trap. It's Danny Boyle. He did it. All these people think the same way. You understand that? This is why these critics are useless. Tori Brazier from Metro, 5 out of 5. One of the most triumphant ever revitalizations of the franchise. Like, at this point, Tori Brazier doesn't even know what she's doing. She doesn't even know. Like, Tori, you don't even know what you're doing. You know that, right? You have no fucking clue what you're even doing. This is like a doctor rolling up into the surgery and pulling out the wrong instrument and saying, we're going to start cutting this person. We're working on the heart. Why are you cutting the leg open? That's what Tori would do. That's who we have in the space. We have critics who, if they were in an operating room, would be cutting you open in precisely the wrong spot over and over and over. It's the best I could do. It's live. It's true. These people are terrible. There's Dan of Geek. If I have another geek channel. Look, I'm the film geek. Look, I'm the geek circus geek. Why doesn't someone call themselves the film circus geek? Oh, Alex Billington. Oh, buddy. Ooh. Dude. Man, I'm telling you, man. Rafer Guzman, 1.5 out of 4. Thank you, Rafer. Rafer, you're in the right tonight. Who else? Anybody else tonight's on the right side? Grace Randolph. Oh, let's do it. I got time. Guys, it's my channel. I'll do what I want. We're going to watch Grace Randolph, everybody. You guys ready? Here we go. Let's watch Grace Randolph's review of 28 Years Later. Here we go. Grace Randolph. Listen, if you all want to leave, go ahead. It's not my fault. It's not my fault that I'm doing this. It's Grace Randolph's fault. She said it's good. Where is it? Here it is. Oh, good Lord, everybody. Again, if you want to leave, hold on. If you guys want to, wait, I don't want to watch myself. That's weird. Hold on. We're already rolling here with Grace. You guys ready to do this? Whoa, no shit, Gone Girl. Gone Girl, can you read this comment, guys? He's like, fast forward a bit. She takes a while. Every video she takes a while. I get right into it. Every time. There's the pile of skulls that Jodie Comer finds herself at the top, looking at the sun. Thank God her eye sockets are able to look at the sun directly. What a beautiful touch by her son.
Ooh, this is a sad movie. Like, really freaking sad. It's like Danny Boyle and Alex Garland saw the first season of The Last of Us and said, hold my cup of blood and tears.
What the fuck am I watching? Why do you guys make me do this? Why? Who told me to do this? Oh, that's right. I decided. Sorry, it's me being angry at you guys for no reason. It's my fault.
I mean, my goodness. At my press screening, the woman next to me was bawling her eyes out. And even I was like,
of course. You know who was bawling her eyes out? I know exactly. You guys know who it was? Let's go back. Let me find her name. I know who was bawling her eyes out. I know exactly who it was. Give me a second. Where is she? Oh, where'd she go? Where'd she go? Damn it. Hold on. I know who it is. Was it Perry Nemiroff? No. Who was the other person we just hammered and said she doesn't know what she's doing? Whoever that was. That's who was. God, that would have been good. Take your pick. It's like, look at all these people. Dan Murrell, another YouTuber's got a shit ton more people watching than me. But these are all the vaunted Mount Rushmorean critics who don't know fucking shit. You understand that? You guys understand how that is a big problem? You have a group of film critics who possess the talent of fraudulence across the board. They're terrible. We have like 5 we trust. 5! It's not Grace Randolph. I don't trust her. Especially she thinks this is good. Hold on. Well, sorry, Gun Girl. I'm not going to... listen, she has... How many views she have on this? She has 63,000 views. I've never had 63,000 views. This is what gets 63,000 views? Good God. This is fucking unwatchable. What are we doing? Why do 68,000 people sit and watch this? Ugh. Which was horrible. So yes, you're right. She's right. Is she going to say because they're both terrible? She's definitely going to say because they're both terrible. Give it a second. What? They're both unwatchable? Which one? I don't know. Which one, Chris? I mean, that's... So wait, that's how they're similar? One has a chimpanzee that bangs the cymbals and then people die. This one is a zombie virus that people die. But in both movies, people die. So in that way, Apocalypse Now is very similar to The Monkey. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I don't have it on the right tab.
That's the fear in a horror movie. Oh, is that character going to die? And both of these movies...
Oh, wait, you guys weren't hearing the audio. My bad. Just let me roll back. This is the portion of the show where I can just do whatever I want. It's 10 o'clock at night here in L.A., I'm just fucking around. So let's watch Grace for a few minutes. It's 15 minutes. Can you guys indulge me? It doesn't matter. We already said we need to say about this abomination. But let's listen to what she has to say.
Everyone dies. Using the horror genre to frame that message.
What? Isn't that what horror people typically die in horror films? But right. Exactly. That's the reason you write horror films, is to frame the idea that people die in the horror films.
I think that's, they're really using, that's the fear in a horror movie. Oh, is that character going to die?
That's right.
And both of these movies are saying, I don't know what you're so worried about. Everyone on screen is eventually going to die.
She still isn't talking about the movie. We're a minute in. Do I have to go back and watch the first minute of my stream? Is it better? Of course it's better, but nope. I don't have 63,000 views, Grace. I don't live on the 10th floor, 20th floor in the penthouse in New York City overlooking me. Nope, I got a bunch of FYC screeners. Sorry. We're not as good as Grace. Never will be.
It's really...
An ad? I don't even have ads. What's this? Are there ads on YouTube? No one wants to sponsor Weber on YouTube. They're like, what? that guy, he's bad news. We can't sponsor him. We don't know what's going to happen. He might attack our product in the middle of the thing.
Stuff. And people didn't care for it too much in The Monkey. We'll see how they react to that same message in 28 years later.
Grace, what are you talking about? People were right. They're going to hate this movie too. So what are you talking about, Grace?
Where they say that if
Does she not understand the movie was terrible? That's why people hated it. She doesn't. She thinks it's good.
zombie doesn't get you, something else will. There have been a lot of zombie movies since the...
Why is she still talking about... This is worse than Film Threat. Do I have to go watch Chris Gore's after this? Where they give you the synopsis for 4 minutes? I don't do that. I told you all the things like bang, 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 man. What is this shit? That's 65,000 views. Should I start? I'm going to start doing this. I'm not going to do how we do it. I'm going to have all the things on the side, just like this, and I'm going to ape Grace Randolph on the next stream, and I'm going to randomly tangentialize things that don't really tangentialize, and then we're just going to just talk for like 5 minutes going nowhere, spinning my wheels. I mean, sometimes we do that, but not really. I mean, the music, I like playing songs better than this. Everything's better than this. How come we don't have 65,000 views? You guys are to blame. Why are you holding me down, man?
The original film, 28 Days Later, came out back in 2002, more than 20 years ago.
Oh my God, she's reading from a teleprompter from Wikipedia.
And Danny Boyle and Alex Garland.
Look, do you see her looking down? That's a prompter read. You see? Hold on. I think, shit. I can't make, whenever she looks down to the right, that's where her teleprompter is.
It's like, you know, it lessens.
She's not reading a teleprompter. I'll tell you when she's reading.
To some degree, you just watched it. And that really backfired for me rewatching the original Lilo and Stitch before I watched.
Why is she talking about Lilo and Stitch?
Watch the remake.
She's reading the teleprompter. She's looking for her talking points. Watch. See right there? She's looking here. Teleprompter is here. I do not have a teleprompter. I have my computer. Do you see this? This is all I have. Yes, I said computer, not laptop. This is all I have. I do not have a teleprompter here. I'm not reading from a script, but she is. Trust me. Let's continue.
But I don't remember. I believe that the first film, 28 Days Later, was one of the more commercial films from Boyle and Garland. But this one, I think, leans more in the direction of the reputations they've earned, which is being, again, very message heavy.
She still hasn't started talking about the movie.
For instance, in the film, the virus is contained exclusively to the UK. The entire rest of the world is just fine, like nothing has happened.
Holy shit. Hold on. You know what, Gone Girl? You were right. I'm sorry. Here goes hold on. Let's go ahead a little bit.
They filmed back to back, so that's hitting theaters in January already. So yes, 28 years later is another movie that's not a complete story. You know, Hollywood's doing that a lot these days. They're like, part one.
When's she going to start talking about the movie? She's just telling us this is not a complete movie.
There have been many trilogies over the years, but still each movie was still its own contained story.
One more time, guys. 68,000 views and counting.
Not here. This is only like the first act.
Yeah. Oh, look down in the corner. She has Horizon. We're never going to see part two. Who was right about Horizon? Everybody, let's do it. Let's do the Brad Pitt meme. Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Let's do it. Who was right about Horizon? Who is always on the right side of history? Forever on the right side of history. That's the new MMT shirt coming soon to you. MMT on the front, forever on the right side of cinematic history on the back. Would you purchase that? Come in and tell me. I will make them and we'll ship them out because we're 100% always right. Not Grace Randolph, forever on the wrong side of history. Robert Daniels, boring people every day with 5,000 word think pieces. That's what his shirt would say. Eric Goldman, putting people in comas since I started my channel. Whatever, but for us, forever on the right side of cinematic history.
To a degree of a larger story. But I think there's a danger there, and that considering that the film isn't the action movie that the trailers have promised.
She's reading. Do you see her looking down? Can you guys see this? It's right there. She's reading the teleprompter. So her eyes are going. Okay, I'm just letting you guys know that's exactly what's happening. I'm watching Grace. I'm not reading a teleprompter.
I think you could see people maybe decide to opt out of
Holy
seeing
shit.
it in
When is
theaters
she going to start talking about the movie?
28 years later,
Finally.
had one of the best trailers I think any of us have ever seen. Like, just instantly iconic.
No shit. We said that way before you, Grace.
Featuring a 1915 recording of
She still hasn't
was
talked
one
about
of their
it.
more commercial, and it was kind of added. It felt like that. I was like, The movie also feels like it was made back in the 1990s and early 2000s, like the first movie was. And while, of course, Boyle...
Because we were all shooting on iPhones back there. You're right, Grace. It really feels like those iPhone movies from the 90s.
Also, before the movie started, somebody else at the press screening, I was chatting around,
and
someone pointed out...
Wow, that'd be exciting. I wish I could be at the New York press screening to hang out with all those people. They're just thrilled. Hey, there's Grace Randolph. Let's listen to her chat to who was that person from the other thing that I said would operate on the wrong part of your body if they were in a surgery room.
To me that this film was actually shot almost entirely on iPhones.
Mm-hmm. We just talked about that earlier.
Which made me wonder,
I'm glad she brought in the iPhone graphic, because without that, I had no idea what she was. Oh, the iPhone. Thank you for that. That's an added touch. Whoever edited this, thumbs up to you for adding that, because now I fully grasp what this film was shot on.
Some shots, they said, were multiple iPhones. Like they used like 20 iPhones or something. And I'm like...
See, you're starting to see Mount Fillmore. You see, eyes up, she's riffing, and then she goes back to talking point. Riffing. The only thing I do is I go over and I pull up the thing, but I don't have anything written. I just pull up like directorial disaster or good performances or whatever it may be, right? But I'm not reading that. It's all I'm saying, just what you see. I don't have anything else written. Nothing's written. I could go back and do the stream again and be all different. Everything.
Did they ask the crew and cast to maybe use their own phones and airdrop the footage to Boyle afterwards?
Oh my God.
When the movie started, I did not have the reaction of, wow, you'd never guess this was shot on an iPhone. And
you shouldn't.
Instead, I thought to myself, that's what's wrong with it.
No, but I told you, see, she doesn't understand. She doesn't get what I already laid out first thing here. Shot on an iPhone means you can shoot as much shit as you want because you're not shooting on film. Shooting on film's expensive, right? You guys watch The Studio? Look into it. It's expensive. Shoot on an iPhone? Nothing. How many times you want to shoot this? 1,000? Great. How many angles you want to shoot? 1,000,000? Great. Doesn't cost any money. Let's do that. You can see, look at the picture down here, right? There's the picture that we showed a few weeks ago of the zombie with the 1,000 iPhones going around, right? In the 180 semicircle going around. And then throughout the movie, Boyle just starts taking each one of the iPhones. That's why I talk about the chaotic edits. She doesn't even say any of that. How does she not see these things? Because she's not good. This is why I eviscerate every critic, because they're not good. She has 68,000 views. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She doesn't even understand the fact she shot on an iPhone is the reason we got so many edits. It doesn't cost anything. Boyle's like, more.
I mean, it doesn't look great for the first 20 minutes or so. Like it looks off. But after that, I'm happy to say that fades away, or I got used to it.
Save money.
But it looked like a proper movie.
To save money, because it doesn't cost anything to shoot on a film. On film costs money. Shoot on iPhones dirt cheap, right? Think about it. It's way cheaper. So the budget's going to go down. If you shoot on film, like the Safdies do, who else? A Kodak film. JT Molnar shot on film for Strange Darling. Directors still insist on film, but it's a pain in the ass and it costs a lot more money. So iPhone's like, oh yeah, sure, we can do that. And shoot as long as you want. Who gives a shit? Shoot, look at all the cameras. You could never shoot up, look, okay, back to the zombie in the bottom, right? You guys see him. So the zombie, you could never put that many film cameras around and shoot. It would cost $10 million for one shot, right? So just, I'm throwing numbers out. But you know what I mean? In this case, it doesn't cost anything. Hey, how much is an iPhone? Okay, throw another one on the thing. Throw another one on the rig. You see? This is why she doesn't this is why we're better. It's not just because I say I'm better, because I prove it over and over and over. But yet she has 68,000 views.
Also, be warned. It's been 28 years since this virus broke out, and the zombies have they're still humans, but they've kind of
By the way, we're not even halfway through.
Regressed to be very animalistic, which means no pants, no underwear.
This is my bad for not including this in my take. When I was doing the evaluation, I didn't mention that the zombies' dicks are flinging around.
So when a giant zombie, alphas as they're called here in the movie,
the alpha's pretty jacked. Was that Jason Momoa? He's got good delt development, right? Can you see the delts there? Very lean, very much of a sprinter type of body, but you can see the delts. Good trap development as well. We're doing a physique critique here on the alpha zombie tonight.
Appreciate the lore that they were building. But when a giant male zombie is running at you, full frontal, it is indeed hard to concentrate. Now, as I
did you
said,
do like a random edit where all of a sudden there's just something that comes through that? What the hell was that? We don't do enough of that. I need to start in the middle of a live stream, just bring a random
I did appreciate
graphic
the
across.
lore that they were building.
Wait for it. Get ready.
But when a giant male zombie is running at you, full frontal, it is indeed hard to concentrate.
Yes, right. Okay, so I'm gonna have someone. Can someone like make the MMT logo do some kind of cool like graphic thing and send it to me? I'll run it just randomly throughout. I'll just be talking and randomly just bring it across like that. Dude. What the fuck was that? I don't care. I just wanted to do it. I'll just randomly have it pop in. There's not enough graphics on the screen right now. Can you guys agree? I don't think you know you're watching MMT right now. How could I have no fucking idea? What is this channel?
As I said, I'm not quite sure what Boyle and Garland are trying to say here about many things, but I also feel they were really trying real hard to say something about England and how, you know, the line from the trailer.
I can't.
I love them too.
I can't. Let's get to the rap. I can't do this anymore.
He makes for an excellent father here, a complex, very flawed, because you know it can't go. And so maybe if you know that going in, you'll have a chance of appreciating the film for what it actually.
No. We're done. No one is going to appreciate this film for what it is other than if they appreciate cinematic garbage. That's it. It's the only thing. So Grace with her crazy eyes. Can we all agree Grace has kind of crazy eyes? Raise your hand if you think Grace Randolph has crazy eyes. Weber's being mean. He's being mean to women again. Oh my God, I'd do the same thing if Grace were a dude. I'd do the same thing. So don't tell me I don't even start. We just had a movie that I love directed by a woman. What was it like last week? Oh, well, of course. I really like Materialist. Celine Song. Don't start with me. It's the clown paint. Jesus, I didn't write this. Listen, Mount Fillmore, you're over a line. And I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do? Now you guys will see hit your comments. They'll come in there. I didn't have that up. Gone Girl, hit as many as you can. We'll do the crap up here in a second. I don't like her font's terrible. What is that font? Times New Roman? Like font 9, 10 size? Garbage. Well, listen, I see some people saying this film's bad. It's terrible. Film's fucking terrible. Film's terrible. Let's do the comment blast closeout here. I'm about ready to get out of here. It's over an hour. You guys only get me for an hour. I'm tired. It's almost 10:30 here in LA. I had to sit through this shit tonight. 28 years later. Worst film beyond. Okay, this and Mickey 17. Fucking unwatchable. Okay? I knew I was in trouble tonight when I was getting up out of my seat and I was like, oh God. I was walking over to the side. The guy next to me is like, why does this guy keep getting... Because the movie's fucking terrible. That's why. I had to walk over to the side because I was about ready to lose my mind. Okay, let me see if I got a song to play as we go to the comment blast goes out. Hit as many as you can, Gone Girl. We're getting out of here. Let's see what I got tonight. What song do I have lined up tonight that'll get me demonetized? Let's go. I'm not going to go back to... No, fine. Let's just play the song from the top. Here it comes, everybody. Give me a second. This is the song from the movie tonight. This is one of the worst scores you'll ever hear in your life. Did you hear that shit? Did you... Hold on. Just quick. One more time. I want to play this from the beginning. Remember, this is the zombie movie. We're supposed to be scared of the zombies. Supposed to have some fear. Supposed to be, oh my God, what are we going to do here? And here comes Danny. Ha ha, Danny Boyle, you fucking jokester, you. This is completely unforgivable tonight. This will go down as the worst film of the year, along with Mickey 17. And the fact that I'm saying this about a Danny Boyle film is truly disturbing, okay, to say the least, because I love Danny Boyle. I loved Danny Boyle. That relationship is over. It's 100% over because this film is disastrous. And I hope it'll be better on Sunday night when we talk about Elio. I need a couple of days to recharge, and you can see me in very big... By the way, we're going to change the profile pic. Look. That's it. Look, if I really push down, look at that guy. That's the new profile picture, baby. Look at this guy. He's mean, he's nasty, and he plays rough. He's the master evaluator, MMT. See you guys back here on Sunday. Peace out. Sorry the movie sucked. Blame it on Boyle. Not me. Not my fault. Not my fault. Peace out.